In 2014, Sony Santa Monica had to make a decision. If they were going to return to the God of War series, what was that game going to be like? Do they continue where they left off? What I mean is return to the Greece setting and mythos that Kratos has been featured in for 6 games now. Or do they bring Kratos to a new setting and introduce him to a new mythos of gods? That seemed like a more sensical thing to do. And so the game was shown with Kratos now in the Norse mythology and his new home of Midgard. The thing that caught everyone off guard is how the gameplay changed and how its story has been told. The gameplay changed from an action brawler, sometimes platformer, to a third-person adventure with light RPG mechanics. Kratos' journey is different too, and focuses more on his relationship with his son and the path to his own personal acceptance. He's been given a fresh start and wants to be a different person than the one he became in pursuit of revenge. I'm personally not going to be that person who puts a definitive stamp on one version of Kratos or the other, but I'm glad we have both. And speaking just about this game's Kratos, I was enthralled by the way they melded the Norse story and characters into Kratos' story with his son. That imperfect bond Kratos and Atreus have is incredibly powerful, and it didn't fail at moving some emotion in me. As for the father and son platinum trophy, you'll find yourself wanting to go the distance up to the tallest peak simply because of the way this platinum trophy is structured. We are going to get into why that is in the video as we continue on with the PlayStation Plus Collection Challenge, which more and more is proving why these 20 games were hand-chosen as the greatest hits of the PS4. This is Platinum Hunters, the show where we take a look at everything it takes to get the Platinum Trophy and whether it's worth the effort to achieve it. If you want to check out what else we have covered in the PlayStation Plus Collection Challenge, check out the playlist card above the video or linked in the description below. And if you want to see more Platinum Trophy guides just like this one, all you gotta do is subscribe. You might just find your next Platinum Trophy. The good thing about this Platinum Trophy run is that it's as chill as the weather on the highest peak in the 9 realms. For this game, you can genuinely sit back, relax, and enjoy the story without worrying about the trophies until after you hit the credits. Then from there, we will be able to fast travel to wherever we need to go to fully complete your Platinum journey. You will travel to a few of the other realms like Alfheim, Helheim, and 3 others, while the rest are locked away, presumably to be discovered once we play the long-awaited sequel coming in 2022. Aside from the main story, you will have side quests to complete called Favors, armor and weapons to upgrade, Valkyries to challenge, and a ton of collectibles to collect, and I mean a metric ton of them. The most we have seen on this show so far, even more than Uncharted 4, which I didn't think was possible. God of Boy can be played on any difficulty you like, which makes this Platinum run super accessible. However, if you're wondering why it's in the moderate difficulty category, you have the Valkyries to thank for that. And we'll discover why that is once we get into that part of the trophy guide. Cause, whoo boy. As always, links to helpful guides I personally used are in the description below. We are off now on an epic journey to the highest peak in the Norse lands. And I mentioned before, you can just enjoy the story at this point in the run, collecting anything you find along the way as helpful resources to level up your gear. Now if you want, you can use a collectible guide as you play, but personally I don't see a lot of value in doing this. Many of the collectibles are stashed in places that you need upgrades in order to be able to get them. Plus, with the way the map unfolds, you'll end up revisiting places you have been before pretty frequently. Everything revolves around the Tears Chamber, where the Bifrost will send you to the realms you need to go. And once you complete the campaign, you will be able to fast travel to any of the Mystic Gates you have found already. Before that, you'll only be able to travel along the world tree and end up near our loudmouth dwarf friend Brock and his clean freak brother Sindri. Don't get me wrong though, these guys do more than enough for you along your journey, giving you upgrades to the Leviathan Axe, in which calling back to your hand never gets old. There are a total of 11 story-related trophies that are guaranteed to pop along your journey, with the last one for completing the game called Last Wish. Along the way, there's a bunch of miscellaneous trophies that you'll get just by going through the game, like the trophy Nice Moves when you find your first runic gem, which allows you to unleash a light or heavy special move. There are plenty of these to find, and Kratos gains access to some seriously awesome attacks. Once you get acquainted with a special move you like, you can get the trophy The Best Moves after fully upgrading a runic attack. Choose the one you want in the menu and upgrade it to level 3 using the XP you gain after every battle. Now, it's not enough to just build your offense, but you also gotta focus on your defense too. You will pop the trophy Dwarven Ingenuity when you visit Brock or Sindri's shop and upgrade any of the armor pieces that you own. There are different material requirements for each set, so pay attention to that before upgrading. Most armor sets will let you equip an enchantment on it to further increase your stats. When you receive one, equip it to one of your armor pieces to pop the Enchanted trophy. These enchantments are very important for making Kratos even more of a beast, so don't forget about them. The last trophy you should be able to get before you start the endgame trophy hunting is All Will Fall. This trophy will be awarded when you slay and brutalize 1,000 enemies, and trust me, there's no shortage of those. Now, the trophy description says 2,000, oddly enough, but that's not the milestone number attached to the labor that you can find under the goals tabs of the menu. 1,000 is the true number, and even better in that case, as you will gather the trophy much faster. Now, with the main story taken care of, now is the best time to start talking trophy hunting in God of War seriously. As I mentioned before, you should now have fast travel access to every Mystic Gate you have found so far, and you will have every ability needed to gain every collectible. But first, take care of the favors that were given to you by Brock and Sindri to collect the Like Oil and Water trophy. The game has 12 side quests in total, but only 5 of them are given to you from the Dwarven duo via their shops. I'll pop them on screen right now. Once you have completed those specific 5 favors, the trophy is yours. Another 5 of those 12 favors are tied to the wayward spirits you can find as you explore the various places around the shores of the Lake of Nine. Again, you will need to complete these specific ones for the unfinished business trophy. I'll pop them on screen right now for your information. The Hammerfall favor in particular will lead you to a place called Veithurgard, where you will need to vandalize a statue of Thor. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, in this rendition of the Norse mythology, Thor is quite a polarizing asshole according to the lore. But I digress. The reason I am mentioning Veithurgard is because you can get the trophy Death Happened Here when you fully explore the area. This will mean traversing the lands where its inhabitants were slaughtered and also exploring the temple area of it. Also inside Veithurgard, you'll find one of 3 dragons you need for the trophy Dangerous Skies. Now, as a nice change of pace, you won't be fighting these majestic creatures, and instead freeing them. They are each leashed to a shrine that requires you to find 3 runes in the surrounding area to be able to break the chains that bind them. The dragons have names too. Reminds me of Game of Thrones actually, which then brings on a wave of sadness. But anyways, Oter is the dragon found in Veithurgard, which you can free while doing the Hammerfall favor. Regin can be found while doing the Hail to the King favor given by Brock. And Fafnir is found in a spot beside the Mason's Channel, which I also stumbled into while doing one of the favors. Set these 3 dragons free and get the trophy. Once you're done all the favor related trophies, your next task should be to complete the Muspelheim and Niflheim realms and get those trophies. But first you have to unlock those 2 realms by learning the native tongues of the realms for the Trilingual trophy. To do this, you will need to find purple chests scattered all across the lands to find language ciphers that will allow you to learn the languages. You need 4 parts for each language, and there are way more than 8 purple chests to find. So as long as you're not purposefully skipping collectibles, you will get this trophy easily as you play the game. That will set us up nicely to visit these realms through the Bifrost, and let's start with Muspelheim. This realm is a fiery hellscape with nothing but lava and rock everywhere. In order to get the trophy Fire and Brimstone and complete this realm, you will need to complete all 6 trials that will test Kratos and Atreus' fighting prowess by sending out waves of enemies you will need to defeat with a stipulation. For example, sometimes you will have a time limit, or you will have to do the entire fight without taking damage, or even you will have to land the killing blow on an enemy while standing in a certain area. These stipulations change for each trial, and there are 3 levels for each trial: normal, hard, and impossible. At some point in the climb to the last trial, you will have to face off against the Valkyrie, which will be a pain in the ass. But if you're sticking around long enough in this Platinum Trophy Guide, I will be breaking down how to beat these things. You will need a pretty good armor set that is either purple or gold tier to do these challenges in the first place, or else you'll be struggling through the fights. Once you beat the very last impossible level fight in Trial 6, you'll be awarded the Fire and Brimstone trophy. Then it's off to the other realm, Niflheim, which is also a desolate and decrepit place. This time we are going after the Darkness and Fog trophy for clearing out Ivaldi's workshop of its sweet loot located in the center chamber. Let me explain how this all works. The moment you step into the realm, you are introduced to the fog. The poisonous fog. Yeah, this shit sucks. The realm is full of this poisonous stuff, and once your tolerance bar reaches 0, your health will start to drain until you die. Well, why do we have to be stepping out in this stuff in the first place? It all has to do with collecting this currency called Mist Echoes. This currency is needed in abundance to spend and unlock the legendary chests in the chamber and unlock these floating blue orbs called Realm Tears, which will all be needed for the Darkness and Fog trophy. The Mist Echoes can be collected by finding chests hidden inside the fog-covered labyrinth, which you must go through. The labyrinth is also filled with enemies and death traps like any good labyrinth is always filled with. So the objective is to delve into the depths of the labyrinth, collect as many Mist Echoes as you can, and return to the center chamber before the poisonous fog starts to dissolve you from the inside out. Nice. Actually, no, not nice, because if you don't make it back in time, you will lose all of the Mist Echoes you have just collected. This can lead to some very frustrating moments. Also, like a good labyrinth, the walls, traps, and chests will be in different spots every time you start a new run. The layout is the same, but now you can't rely on chests being in the same place every time. And those same chests give you a small boost to your fog tolerance when you open one of them up, so they might just help you get out alive. And no, I know exactly what you're scheming. You can't just collect the chests at the base of the stairs over and over again. Corey B and the gang at Santa Monica Studios got you figured out. For each of the Realm Tears, you will need an additional item called an Anchor of Fog, and they are buried deep inside the labyrinth. Plus, the initial chests only give you anywhere between 100 to 200 Mist Echoes, and you're going to need a grand total of about 70,000 Mist Echoes, so you can either grind it out if you want, or just play it normally. The amount of Mist Echoes you receive will increase with every subsequent chest you open, to the point where I could finish a run with anywhere between 7,000 and 10,000 Mist Echoes. Plus, you can equip the enchantment Eye of Niflheim to your armor. That will increase your tolerance to the poisonous fog, giving you more time to delve into the labyrinth. This step of the trophy is probably the second hardest of it all, but follow my advice to help you clear out the center chamber of its loot, which is incredibly helpful for the rest of your journey. As well, you'll get the trophy. With those trophies done, now we can focus on all the collectibles this game offers, in which there are many. Yet, with the huge amount of them, the ease of collecting them is pretty surprising. Most of them will be found in Midgar along the many areas around the shores of the 9 realms. You will open up most of the mystic gateways when you complete the campaign, so you can just travel back to that area, look at the checklist of collectibles inside the map menu to see what you are missing, and Bob's your uncle. Follow the checklist because some areas won't have all the different types of collectibles inside them. You have the upgrades, you have the fast travel ability, all you need is a good collectibles guide, which I have provided for you in the description below. But let's go over what you'll be collecting. First, there is the Nornir chests, which will give you either an Idun apple, used to upgrade your health meter, or a Horn of Blood mead to upgrade your rage meter. Every time you collect 3 of either of these items, you will upgrade your overall health or rage bar. You will unlock the trophy Idun's Orchard after collecting enough health upgrades and maxing out your health bar, and the trophy Quick Tempered when you do the same for your rage meter. Next collectible is the artifacts for the Curator trophy. In each area there is a specific set of items usually dropped by fallen soldiers that you will need to collect and form a set of artifacts. Some of them include masks, cups, horns, there's all kinds of Norse stuff, but you'll need to collect all of them to get the trophy. A more trickier collectible are Odin's ravens for the All-Father Blinded trophy. These are ethereal ravens sent by Odin himself to spy on the lands, so we are gladly going to disrupt his surveillance by throwing an axe at them. There are 51 of them in total, and they are scattered across the lands in some interesting places. There are also ravens found inside of Odin's own personal hidden chambers, where most of the Valkyries are kept. Pretty interesting lore-wise that he's keeping an eye on these unhinged, trapped creatures. Hang on, we'll get there. We will talk about the Valkyries soon. How can you have any pudding if you don't eat your meat? As you are looking for all this stuff, you will get the Beneath the Surface trophy when you have discovered all of the areas inside of the Lake of Nine. You will know you have done it when there is no longer fog on your map menu, and where there is fog still is where your next location should be for unlocking this trophy. However, there are 2 types of collectibles that don't appear on the map menu checklists, but you still need to grab them. First are the Jotnar shrines for the trophy called The Truth. These are wooden cabinets you find that upon opening tell a story of the Norse gods and what has happened in the lore. You will need to find all 11 of them, and the other trophy is called Treasure Hunter for discovering all 12 buried treasures by following the treasure maps. There are 12 of these and they come in 2 parts. First you need to collect the treasure map that unveils where the dig spot is. Then after that you can head over to the dig spot and collect the booty. Collect all 12 of them for the trophy. Those are all the collectible trophies, but it is in your best interest to collect all the collectibles like the legendary chests and the realm tears, so you acquire all the necessary resources to upgrade your gear and weapons to the fullest. Because we're about to cover the part of the guide you have all been waiting for, the Valkyries. If you've made it this far into the video, let me know by dropping a like on the video, and let's get into this challenging part of the Platinum Run. First, you need to make sure you are rocking the best versions of your 2 weapons. Fully upgrading your Leviathan axe will get you the Worthy trophy. Each upgrade of your enchanted axe requires an item called Frozen Flames. These are usually dropped during the story, but the last one must be crafted in Brock's shop using an item called the Chilling Mist of Niflheim. Well, good thing we collected it while we were slogging it out in Niflheim, collecting those damn mist echoes. Time well spent, I guess, seeing as the Chilling Mist of Niflheim is in one of the chests inside the center chamber. Craft the last Frozen Flames item and upgrade your mighty Leviathan axe to the max. Then you should upgrade your other weapon, which if you've played the past God of War games, you are more than acquainted with. You'll need to upgrade the Blades of Chaos to the max for the Why Fight It trophy. Similar to the way you upgrade your Leviathan axe, you will need an item called the Raging Inferno of Muspelheim to get the last upgrade. Good thing we are done with Muspelheim's trials and have this item. I love it when a plan comes together. Craft the last one of the Chaos Flames used to upgrade your Blades of Chaos and get that trophy. And I guess while you are in Brock's shop, Purchase the 3 Traveler's armor pieces to pop the trophy Path of the Zealot. What makes this particular set so special that it has its own trophy is that the resources you need to craft these 3 pieces of armor come from defeating these enemies called Travelers. These hulking armored enemies are always a pain to fight and will drop the necessary resources, so you have to get them. Same shtick with the ancient armor set for the Primordial trophy, except you'll need to defeat those rock formation enemies called Ancients. These respective enemy types both drop the necessary resources for these 2 sets of armor, and luckily if you've completed the game, explored each area for collectibles, and completed both Muspelheim and Niflheim, you should have enough resources to buy all of these armor pieces for the 2 trophies. Alright, now the stage is set for the grand finale. You are fully upgraded and uncovered all the areas. Grabbing the collectibles and traversing the realms, you will definitely come across the Valkyries at this point. It was just more of a question of whether you were ready to take them on gear-wise. Well, now you can, and you will with some of my tips. Defeating all 9 Valkyries will net you the trophy Chooser of the Slain, but they won't give it to you without a fight. This is easily the most difficult part of the game. I think the 2 best Valkyries to start off against are Kara and Geirdrifel, as they are the 2 easiest ones with more basic attacks. In all of these fights though, it is far more fruitful to be defensive and wait for openings instead of being aggressive and chasing the Valkyries around the arena. Trust me, they will come to you. You will start every Valkyrie fight with them sitting in a cocoon state, and when they are first entering the battle, that's when you can hit them with both of your light and heavy runic attacks to get some free damage in and reduce their health bar by a good amount. From that point, you're going to lock on and go into the defensive position. Block any attack that is not indicated in yellow or red. The yellow ones can be parried, and then you can proceed to get some damage in. Get out of the way of any attacks indicated in red, which I'm sure you know by now are unblockable. Anytime a Valkyrie gets up in the air, you can throw your Leviathan axe at them and actually stun them. This is probably the most important tip I can give you. This will bring them back down to the ground and you can proceed to wail on them with your axe. These fights are all about pattern recognition. And as you continue to your next fights against Gunnar, Air, Olrun, and Rota, you will notice some of their attacks are the same as the Valkyries you have fought before. They also introduce new attacks into the fold, and these Valkyries are going to incorporate more unblockable grab attacks, which you will need to learn to dodge. Olrun was by far the worst of this bunch, as she moves so damn fast. The dodge window for this particular attack is just so short, and will probably be the death of you many times over. However, there are plenty of opportunities to kick back when they introduce the shield move into their movesets. Use the runic attack to break through it and then pile some damage on. By the time you get to the last 2 fights against Gondul and Hildur, you will have seen most of the moves that these Valkyries use against you. Gondul was the most difficult, as she incorporates many unblockable grab moves, and she has fire moves that will inflict a burning damage over time status on you if you don't get out of the way. Hildur was really squishy health-wise, but that's because you are fighting inside of Niflheim's poisonous fog, so you don't really have much time to take her on before your health drops to 0. I think this is the only fight where I can say be aggressive against the Valkyrie. Then when you have rightfully claimed the helms of the 8 Valkyries, take them to a place called the Council of the Valkyries and place them on their respective thrones. This will unlock your final obstacle towards the Platinum Trophy. The Valkyrie Queen. There is no contest. She is the worst foe in this game to fight. She is relentless and brutal. You can't even get that early chip damage in because she comes at you giving no fucks. Her moveset consists of all the attacks you have seen so far from the other Valkyries, but now they come out faster and more ferocious. You better have remembered how to handle each of those situations because this is going to be a long fight. I struggled with a lot of the grab attacks, scythe slashes, and even throwing my Leviathan axe quick enough when she got up in the air. It took many tries to get a handle on the speed at which she is attacking me and recognize all of the patterns. Over time, I started to discover moments when it was right to get a combo in and then jump back into the defensive position. When my health got low, I used my rage meter as a way to replenish some of my health, as well get some free risk-free damage in on the Valkyrie Queen. Now, unfortunately, I must confess that I was coasting on normal difficulty until I got to this fight. I had to drop it down to easy to take on the Valkyrie Queen. That is how crazy tough this fight is. There's no shame in dropping the difficulty down in this case, at least none coming from me. But when you finally beat her and rest her helm onto her throne, you will pop the trophy, Chooser of the Slain. This trophy will be a well-earned one when you hear the trophy ding. And it will be preceded by another one for the Platinum Trophy. So if you have made it to the highest peak, collected everything, defeat 9 vicious Valkyries and collected all the trophies, congratulations! You will be awarded the Father and Son Platinum Trophy for God of War. Overall, I think this has been my favorite Platinum Trophy run inside of the PlayStation Plus Collection Challenge so far. The game itself has skyrocketed into my top 3 PlayStation Studios games in the PlayStation 4 generation. The game has a compelling story and lore, the characters are all great, the game is open world with every square inch of its lands being fleshed out and meaningful, and you can actually enjoy the game to the credits and then start trophy hunting without any of it being missable. I can personally recommend it to anyone who wants to get the Platinum Trophy, easily. It sits on top of all the PlayStation Plus collection games I have covered so far. Now I know there are people who enjoy the Boy of War games of old, where Kratos was more of his anti-hero self. But if you can wait a little bit longer, I will have something for you coming to the channel in due time. But as for the Dad of Boy soft reboot, it's a must-play experience, and soon we will go back to ride out the events of Ragnarok. That's it for this episode. I really enjoyed making this episode and playing this game. That's another one down in the PlayStation Plus Collection Challenge. 8 to be exact. We still got a ton more to go and they'll all be coming to the channel, so definitely subscribe for more Platinum Trophy videos just like this one. I'm gonna sign off, but I hope you guys enjoy your trophy hunting expeditions and have a good day. Peace out.